Okay.
Okay, what's your name, age, and what course are you on?
My name is Steph. I'm a 23-year-old games design student.
How long have you been estranged?
I've been estranged since back in 2014, a couple of months before I started first year.
How did you become estranged?
I became estranged because my mum, she was she was incredibly emotionally abusive, and throughout my whole life I was neglected and stuff. I didn't really realize until around that time. I had an allergic reaction the Christmas before, and after that reaction it triggered something like it's a chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, so I'm actually disabled as well. But my mum, when I was still trying to figure out like what was going on with me and stuff, she wouldn't believe me when I told her that I was feeling awful all the time. And because of that, she forced me into doing stuff like going to college when I couldn't and stuff. And she screamed as soon as she came through the door and stuff, just like because I hadn't done the dishes. It's just little stuff like that just built up over the years, and it just got worse and worse because I couldn't do anything because I was ill, and she wouldn't recognise that. I actually ended up moving in with my grandparents for a bit before she actually told me that she wanted nothing to do with me anymore. And then after I took her seriously on that, because you know when your parents tell you that they don't want anything to do with you, you're gonna go, oh, I've got to deal with this now. So I dragged myself through that couple of months, trying to sort out everything for uni for myself, because like there wasn't like nobody else to sort it for me or get help. So I did all that. When she realised that I wasn't going back to her, she started turning my grandparents against me and lying about me, and they believed her over me. I ended up having an argument with my grandpa one day, or my granddad even, and he punched me in the face and kicked me out of the house at the middle of the night. So I ended up having a panic attack with a bag of my stuff in the middle of the street, and I got in contact with my dad, who had been drinking, so he couldn't come pick me up, but he heard how much in distress I was, and some random guy off the street came and saw me and like sat down with me for a bit. He helped me call my dad and stuff, and spoke to my dad on the phone and told him how I was, because I couldn't speak very well. And my dad called me a paramedic. Who got me to my friend's house, and then I was just sofa surfing until I started actual uni, because my lease for my flat didn't start until September, and this was mid-early August. So yeah, then I had to start uni on my own. That was a wild ride, a wild couple of months.
So what's the most difficult aspect of being an estranged student?
For me, the most difficult thing is having to explain to people that I don't have my mum's side of the family anymore. I don't have that. I've got one side of my family, and it's not because of something dramatic or, you know, like, oh, they all died. Whoa, no. It's just because they hate me. And some people don't kind of understand that at all, especially because I'm a girl. They think, oh, you need to have a good relationship with your mum. And it's like, I don't. She hates me. I hit her. It's just how it works. The other side to it is money, obviously. Like, I don't get family support. I don't get anything like from my dad because he's broke. But any support that I did have money-wise, I don't get anymore. And I don't get any from student finance either, because I'm only estranged from one parent, and they don't give you any help if you still talk to your dad or whatever, even though you haven't lived with him forever, because I haven't lived with my dad since I was like 5, because they broke up, but they still classed it as me not being fully estranged, so I don't get the full support that I need, and it sucks a lot.
Where do you go for Christmas and holidays?
For Christmas and holidays, I've been bouncing about. I haven't got any like concrete plans every year, so like a couple of months before I'll be like, hey, grandparent, are you free? Do you want me? And if they don't, then I'll spend it alone or with friends. This year, my roommate, I haven't lived with him until this year for my masters. When he found out that my grandparents didn't really want me over for Christmas, he was like, you're not being alone, so he took me to his family Christmas, which was really nice. But first year I was alone. I sat and played Dragon Age Inquisition in my sofa bed thing that I'd made. For second year I went to my grandparents and I had an argument with her over wine, and she was like, yeah, don't come over next Christmas. I was like, okay. Third year, I can't remember what I did third year. Oh, yeah, my friend came over from Sweden, and I ended up staying in and hanging out with him for the entire time, which was fun.
Did being estranged have any impact on your choice of university?
Honestly, no. Mostly because I'd already picked my university when it all happened. I used to live in Chesterfield, so it's like literally down the road anyway. But yeah, like I had already chosen to come to Sheffield Hallam because I wanted to live with my friend. So the one that actually took me in, the night that everything went off. But yeah.
What kind of support have you received from Sheffield Hallam?
The support I received from Sheffield Hallam was actually quite useful. Like, obviously with me being disabled as well, I get help for like assisted technology and stuff, so I can do my course at home. I get the hardship fund. I've had it every year, just because I need the extra money to be able to pay for food and stuff, because I don't get it from anywhere else. Otherwise, just the counselling service being there was helpful. I know a couple of times I had to use that. Yeah, it's been really useful, honestly.
Okay. And how important is that support for you?
The support's pretty important, honestly. Like, especially the monetary side stuff, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to eat. So it's incredibly helpful. Although the help for masters is not as good. They limit you at about £1,000. I think it is £1,000 per year, rather than up to £3,500 for the undergrad students. It's still ridiculously helpful. Like, I can pay my tuition fees because of it. So.
And is there anything else you want to add?
The only other thing that I really add is that it's difficult to live alone and not have the whole family support and the money and everything, but I wouldn't change it. My mum was a terrible person to me, and she caused me so many problems in life, but I'm actually happier now that I'm not with her. I imagine that if I was with her still and having to put up with her abuse, I wouldn't be here, obviously, because this is an interview about being estranged, but I wouldn't be as healthy as I am. I wouldn't be as happy as I am, you know? And I don't think I would have gotten through uni, but I'm alone, but I'm okay, I guess.
And if there was one thing you want people to know about estranged students, what would it be?
That the one thing I want them to know about estranged students is that they're going through a lot more than you think they are. Like, it's not just, oh, I don't see my mum for a couple of months and then I go back to her. It's like, that's it. They're gone. You either don't want to contact them anymore, or you don't have the choice to contact them because you don't know where they are. It's a lot more difficult than people think it is. And especially for people who you think, oh, why don't you just make up with them? It's not that simple, and you shouldn't have to put your input into that. You know, it's everyone's situation is their own, and it's something that they'll have to put up with maybe for the rest of their lives. So don't judge them.
So, what's your name, how old are you?
My name's Lynn, and I am 22 years old.
How long have you been estranged?
I've been estranged since I was 17. Yeah.
How did you become estranged?
I became estranged through having arguments about culture and religion, not agreeing with certain things that the Bible would say, and that's not approved of. So, yeah, I left home for it.
What's the most difficult aspect of being estranged?
I think it's just knowing that you're on your own. It's just, that's how it is. And having, I wouldn't say it's lonely, but it's just alone at such a young age, I guess.
Where do you go for like Christmas and holidays?
My sister's house and her family, so we're always split. Either they go to my parents' house, or we spend time together, whatever works that year. Yeah.
What kind of support have you received from Sheffield Hallam?
I actually didn't know there was much support in the uni until about a month ago, so I hadn't really had anything going. No support at the moment. Yeah.
Did being estranged have any impact on your choice of university?
I think so. As far away as possible from the household and from that situation. So yes, I do think it did.
How important is getting support for you?
Really important. Got 2 jobs and uni, so it's not that great, especially for grades, and so that having that support would really kind of help get through uni. Yeah.
What would be one thing you want people to know about estranged students?
Is that it's not easy. It's not easy, but you can get through it with the right support. It is still possible to get through, but it's not easy.
I'm 22 years old, and I've been estranged for about 8-9 years now.
How did you become estranged?
Okay, that's a good question. My parents got divorced when I was about 9-10 years, so I've not seen my dad since. And my mom, basically what happened, I am from Somalia originally. We got kidnapped, my aunt and I, so we did manage to escape. We were locked up somewhere, we did manage to escape, but going home we couldn't find my mom or my cousins. And I also found out that my uncle was killed.
What's the most difficult aspect for you about being estranged?
For me, it is all about the love and support from a parent to a child. My aunt is totally dependent on me. She is severely mentally impaired, so I've got to look after her and got no support from an adult or to have somebody guide me, like this is what you need to do, like you're this and that.
Well, it's a similar question, but what's it like to be estranged?
I don't think I can ever describe that, to be honest. I cannot describe what it feels like to be estranged. It's, for me personally, it's a constant battle to, try to keep going, no matter how tough things might be, knowing, obviously, hoping that one day I might be reunited with my parents.
Where do you go for Christmas and holidays?
I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do visit some friends in Sheffield, and or sometimes I just spend the day with my aunt.
What kind of support have you received from Sheffield Hallam?
Sheffield Hallam have given me a lot of support in the sense that I was actually struggling because I do aerospace engineering. I was struggling with timing, and I had a lot on my plate, looking after my aunt, working, studying, paying the bills, and all that. So they did give me they gave me a learning contract, which meant that I could hand in my work later than it was due. And also, I have been to see a counselor, so I can talk through stuff with them and also get some guidance and support from them.
Okay. And how important is that support for you?
To be honest, without it, I don't think I will be able to get this far. I would have given up a long time ago, dropped out of uni and all that. But it's kept me grounded, I shall say. It's kept me, obviously, knowing that there's somebody there out there ready to listen to you and guide you, just be there for you, plainly.
Did being estranged have any impact on your choice of university?
Yes, being estranged did have an impact on my choice of university because I am I'm the breadwinner. So in my family, which is just me and my aunt, I wouldn't be able to go out of Sheffield and be able to keep the house that I live in because it's a council property. So I had to stay close by, or else that would mean that my aunt will be homeless.